What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and we need to talk about Vinco Venture Stock, ticker symbol BBIG, because this stock is really taking a dip as of late. Let's take a look at the chart. You can see what's going on here. Over the past couple of days, really, we've been dipping. Yesterday, we had a big dip. Today, we're having an even bigger dip. And this is actually breaking us through a very important support level, $6. If you look back over the past 30 days, that will show you that this is kind of like the last bastion of hope that BBIG has support level wise, right? After this, it's kind of a free fall until you get to around $3, which we really don't want to get to if we want any hope of this short squeeze actually happening. So what's going on today, you can see we're hitting $6, which has acted as a bit of a resistance level in the past, as well as a support level in a fairly significant way, right? It's what actually bounced us up. You know, after our first big rally up, we ended up bouncing down all the way to 6 before making our next high. So it was a fairly significant support level back then. And we have hit it before. Just about 2 or 3 days ago, we hit it and bounced off. But it wasn't enough to actually end this onslaught, right? To end the drop of BBIG. We've continued that drop, and now we're hitting $6 again. We've broken through in a fairly strong way today. We tried recovering just a little bit ago, but it looks like that recovery is faltering. We'll have to see what happens during the course of this video if we end up, moving back up towards $6. But my suspicion is that this isn't even really shorts who are doing this, right? This is just people who have lost faith in BBIG, maybe who have been hurt by other short squeeze plays. And, surely over the past week or two, shorts have been adding to their positions. You can actually look, we'll look at Ortex in a minute, but surely shorts have been adding to their positions, shorting BBIG more and more, with the intent, however, of making people feel like BBIG isn't going anywhere so that they will end up selling their shares, which you can actually see is kind of what's going on right now. You can look at the short interest change, and it is below 1%. It's 0.19%, which is basically nothing, right? That's basically zero. So essentially, no shorts are really shorting today, yet we're still down 8%, and that's just because of selling pressure, as well as a couple of other things, which I'm going to talk about, mostly option-wise. However, a lot of this really is just people losing conviction in the stock, especially as we broke $6. We were getting very close to the $6 level. People saw that we were tapping on it in the pre-market, and people wanted out. They wanted risk-off positions because, like I said before, if you look at this chart, under $6, there's not much support for this stock until we get to 3. So people are looking at a 50% downside risk-wise. And, until this point, it was looking more like there was more reward than there was risk because we could have, potentially gone up higher than 12.5. So we could have more than doubled. But now that people are looking at this as if they can lose half their money, if we end up breaking through this level and holding to break through this level, it's not guaranteed that we will throughout the rest of the day. Oftentimes these stocks do come back, right? They dip below a key support level and then buoy essentially much higher than they were before. So it's very possible that we will bounce back. However, we would need some significant buying pressure to come in if we wanted that to happen. Now, like I said, on Ortex, you can see really what the shorts did here, right? Every now and then, BBIG would have a little bit of a squeeze, and we'd pump up a bit. Let's get a good time frame up here. We would pump up a bit, like even this was a little short squeeze right here, and you can actually see this yellow line, which is a short interest as a percentage of the free float, would dip quite a bit every now and then. That's basically shorts covering right there, right? This pump up here is shorts covering. However, shorts would then come in stronger and bring us to new highs. You can see this happened right before now, really as we were dropping. A lot of shorts were shorting, pushing this thing down, trying to discourage people, and that's the game of shorts, right? Shorts are trying to discourage people from buying these stocks by pushing the price down and making these stocks look like losers. And, essentially people will then get the idea that these stocks are just moving down and sell their positions. And that's when the shorts profit, when normal people who have already bought in are selling their positions, driving the price down further, because the shorts don't want to be the only one driving the price down, because then they're just building up this massive short position that they'll have to cover. What they want to do is discourage people by shorting a bit, right? And driving the price down an initial amount. And then once people start shorting it in response, once people start selling it in response to a dropping stock price, that's what really crashes the price of the stock, and that's when shorts can take profits and actually be buying up shares, covering their short positions. Now, what's very important to note with BBIG is that a lot of people have lost a lot of capital already. A lot of people were probably buying around $9, $10, $11, $12 even. And, some people are significantly in the red. Now, I will say before I get on with my next point, one thing that you can do if you're running low on capital, if you've spent a lot of capital on BBIG and you're looking to get some more capital to trade with, I actually do provide a link in the description of all my videos, this video included, that you can click on to get a free stock worth up to $1,000 on Public, and you can see my stock trades. Public is a brokerage platform, so all you have to do is click the link, put in your number if you want them to text you the app, or you could just go to your app store and search for Public Brokerage. And the important part, though, is that you use the code ROBALMAZY when signing up for the account as your referral code, because that's what's going to get you the free stock worth up to $1,000. So that's another way you can get some additional capital and see my stock trades. I'm about to start trading on that. Public is basically like a social media platform for stock trading. It's very cool. Highly recommended, at least for the $1,000. Highly recommended that. But with BBIG, a lot of people have been losing capital on this, and that's really what's discouraging people in the near term, right? People are looking at this not just as they've lost a lot of capital already and are massively in the red, potentially already down 50%, some people if they were buying at 12, but they're looking at this as if they can lose another 50% on top of that, which they really don't want to do, which is causing a lot of people to be selling their position. Now, maybe that's the right thing to do at this point. Once we have broken through the $6 level, I am not the most confident in this. I don't know if we can bounce back. But what's also notable about why we may be dropping is if you look at the options activity, you can see there are a couple of near-term expiration dates. And as we've been moving down, a lot of open interest call options have been getting out of the money, right? They used to be in the money, and they've been getting out of the money. If you look over the past couple of days, we were just 5 days ago at we were above $8, right? So if you look at these open interest call options, there are a bunch of strike dates, but there's $6, $6.50, $7, $7.50, and $8. All of these thousands, tens of thousands of options, especially if you look at different strike dates and add them all up, there are tens of thousands of options for these strike prices and strike dates. And what that means is that institutions, which were likely holding shares of BBIG as collateral for the options that they've sold, no longer have to hold those shares, right? Because this stock is looking like it will be, at least as of now, expiring, or those options will be expiring out of the money. So institutions are no longer obligated to be handing out those shares at those strike prices, at least, if this thing ends up staying where it is. So that means that on Ortex, the reason we might not see a large short interest today and yet might still have net sellers is because institutions could be selling the shares that they had as collateral for those options contracts, essentially turning those contracts into naked call option positions. And that might be why we're not seeing as much shorting today, right? Institutions might actually be selling their long positions or using those to cover their short positions. So that's why short interest isn't as high as you would expect on a day when we're seeing a 7%, almost 8% drop, 8% earlier. So it's really a tough situation for BBIG, in my opinion. We're seeing a lot of bearish pressure on this stock, and that's not the best, especially if you look at Google Trends. You can see that over the past couple of days, we've actually been waning, mostly since September 21st. We've been waning in interest on Google Trends. Of course, there's still the possibility that more people will become interested today. You can see we're actually on a bit of an uptrend today, right here. Maybe this will continue going up, but that tends to not be the case. Typically, you see the most activity around 6 to 9 on these days, and we've already passed 9. We're at 10. So, obviously, this already isn't sticking with the trend. We're already seeing more activity at 10 than we were earlier. But I don't know if we're going to actually be able to recover search-wise and get more people looking for this stock and investing in this stock. Especially, it's tough to sell this chart to people, right? When they see this thing has dropped all the way from 12 down to 6, it's very tough to sell that. Granted, a lot of people may be looking to get in at $6 as it could bounce somewhat strongly off of this $6 support level. It really could. There's no two ways about it. It could do that. But as of right now, it really looks to a lot of people like this thing is just dropping and dropping and dropping. And that's scaring a lot of investors away and is allowing institutions to sell their long positions because they no longer have to have collateral for these call options that they've sold. So that's what's driving BBIG down, in my opinion. It's not the best situation for them. They really need, if they want to recover from this, they're really going to need to see some strong buying pressure come in, to see some momentum come in, to see a lot of volume to really dig them out of this hole that has been dug for them. So that's what I think about BBIG. That's all I have for you guys. Don't forget to get that free stock on Public. It's a great deal, especially if you're running low on capital, to just get some free money, essentially. So other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.